Hi all, you may have noticed that we're doing something a bit different this week. I'll give you a hint. Do you remember the time Goku and Piccolo learned how to drive? Not a part of saving the world, but still a great memory. That's what this is. These are our filler episodes. Rough takes, weak audio quality, but hidden gems. It's your favorite mixtape that sustained you until the album dropped. This is the Nerds on Hip Hop filler episode.
And welcome to another Nerds on Hip Hop filler episode. And today's a special episode for two reasons. One, we got a special guest, LaNeysha, from like 10 different places you might know her from. So I'll let her do a little bit of a self-plug to give her background, and then we'll obviously introduce the usual legendary co-host. So go ahead, LaNeysha.
Okay. Hey guys, my name is LaNeysha. You may know me from Twitter at LA_NEY_SHA. I have 3 podcasts. I don't know why you gave me that kind of introduction. I don't know why people would know me. I'm not that well known. I got like 3 viral tweets that people find funny. That's about it. But yeah, my podcast includes Speak On It. That's my own solo podcast. My other podcast is Did You Have To, which is where me and my co-host Kate, we talk about live adaptations of anime movies. So we get to drag them to hell, or we get to be happy when they're actually good. And then my other podcast is called So Here's What Happened, and that's with Carolyn. She's an awesome writer, and we talk about all the things we've watched and read from pop culture in the month. So yeah, I think that I did a plug.
Really good plug. And how are you doing, Victoria?
I'm good. Into a Magical Girl series, or movie this time around, so that's been really good. But yeah, same old.
Alright, and for this special episode, we decided to watch the first Cardcaptor movie. And before I even ask what you guys thought of it, let me just ask, which route did you guys go? Did you guys watch the dub or the sub for this?
I watched dub.
I watched the dub too, only because you told me to watch the sub, and I wanted to see if there was any differences. Or at the end.
I'd watched the sub prior. I watched the sub for like 10 minutes, I watched a dub for 10 minutes and switched over to sub.
I should have done that.
I considered doing that when I heard I forgot his name. The pet, not the pet, but her familiar's name. Carol, yeah. When I heard his voice, I was like, I should switch to the sub because I did not like his voice at all.
Yeah, I should have.
But I decided to stick with it.
It's funny because I liked Carol's voice. I was just really thrown off by Sakura's voice.
Yes. Okay. Because I haven't seen Cardcaptor Sakura in a very long time, but I could not remember. Is this her normal voice? Because she sounded a little more annoying.
I don't even know. Part of me feels like this is the dub from like our childhood, but I can't. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
Like, have you guys seen Madoka Magica?
Yeah.
Okay, Madoka's voice annoys me. And, see, yes, you get it. This girl's voice was, like, on that ledge of, like, I'm ready to turn it off. Because I was just like, she just sounds so meek and quiet and that little, like, scared, shaky voice too much. I don't know, it's just, and I mean, I'm not a voice actor. I don't know how to do their job. But it was annoying. But yeah, I can't do no better.
I'm happy I made the switch though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I wish I had. I found it on Amazon Prime, but it only came in dub. So I was just like, well, I'm just gonna take this and go ahead and watch it. And I'm kind of lazy sometimes. Only movies I watch in subs, like purposely, is usually a Hayao Miyazaki movie.
That makes sense.
And that's because I already know what you're saying.
So let me open up the floor to you guys. What did you think of how it started?
I was confused at first because I was like, wait, let me make sure this isn't the middle of this movie because it started off like in an action scene because she's like already flying through and like fighting somebody, and I was like, wait, what's going on? I don't know, I was thrown off, but it was pretty cool. What about you, LaNeysha?
Same. I was confused. I just thought I had skipped ahead accidentally. I paused it and I saw that I was still only 2 minutes in, and I was just like, I was waiting for some kind of introduction. Like, I'm used to movies starting with like an action scene in the beginning, but I was just like, there is no dialogue. I have no idea what's going on. So I just thought it was because I haven't seen Cardcaptor in a long time. But yeah, I was confused like you were.
Yeah, I wasn't I wasn't confused entirely. I think for me, I was just like, okay, if this is the middle of the film, you're giving this now to do a flashback. So I was expecting, like, so this is how we ended up here in the first place. That's what I was waiting for at first.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, that
I'm
was.
still confused.
I was confused. I had to. I paused it too, like just to make sure I wasn't like watching it. Like I didn't watch it before. Like I was stuck in the middle and was just like continuing watching. Yeah, but it was a bold, interesting choice. I thought for them to just start like. I know a lot of times people the first time they get introduced to a character is through the movies, especially for anime. So like if you didn't know Cardcaptor at all before this, you'd be like, "What is going on? Who is this person?" Like, they didn't do any of the, like, I'm this person and this is what I do. And it's just like, nope, we're just going to throw you in this.
And that, you know what, that's true. Because, like, I think of, like, the other anime movies I've seen that kind of start off, like, with this beat. And it's kind of like, there's that one Inuyasha movie where they kind of start off with it happening where they're fighting, I think, they're fighting somebody. And you just see each character say their name, at least. And, like, oh, now you Kagome. Oh, now you. And I'm just like, I didn't get that. And I was kind of like, who are these children? I don't know any of their names except for Sakura. Because I'm guessing that's her. So, like, I was kind of like, who are y'all? What are you doing?
That's how I felt, too. Yeah, I didn't remember her having so many friends.
I forgot about Mei Lin specifically. Like, that's the person I'm just like, who are you again? I remember Lee. And I obviously can't forget Tomoyo, because Tomoyo is the best. But Mei Lin took a while to be like, oh, she's connected to Lee and all of that. So yeah, I don't know if that was a great introduction in that sense, but I did like the scene that we saw. I always enjoy how they end up trying to find the ways to like maneuver through cards, and I always love seeing her on her broom, essentially.
Yeah, that's true. It was like it did give me some like nostalgia feels, just kind of like seeing her in action again, and like, oh yeah, I did like because I told you a little bit before we started recording is like I haven't watched Cardcaptors since it was on the WB, like, and that's maybe 20 years ago. I don't. Oh God, has it been 20 years ago since Kids WB was on TV? I can't remember.
Wow. Because I think Cardcaptor just had their 20th anniversary like celebration, so yeah. Or 25th.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, that's, like, the last time I probably actually, like, saw, like, I would watch the show, like, episode to episode. So, it was kind of nice to, like, see her in action. And, like, it's like watching Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service fly on her broom. Like, same feels. Like, I love seeing, like, I love magical girls. It's my thing. I love it. So, it is nice seeing her in action and everything.
I agree. I really liked it. I really loved the way she was able to, like, go, like, between cards, too. Like, that just, like, brought me back. Like last time I really watched it consistently was then, and then Marcus and I tried to watch it again, the new one a few weeks ago, and we didn't finish, but yeah, it took me back for sure. But just like seeing her transfer between the cards, I thought was really cool for her not to have to like completely do a whole transformation, but still have access to her powers. It was really cool.
For sure.
I think that's my favorite part of the general premise of Cardcaptor is the fact that she can kind of just keep going in between cards and use them to solve. Pretty much, she problem solves with the cards throughout, and we'll probably get to that at the end. But what did you guys think of when they were just getting to Hong Kong?
The coolest thing for me was seeing her friend with the camcorder. And, like, those scenes through the camcorder, I thought that was pretty cool for them to do with, like, animation. But, yeah, just getting to Hong Kong seemed pretty cool, too. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm partial to, like, liking the food. So, I don't know what it is about me and, like, animated food, but, like, that scene, like, that was cute, like, seeing them be tourists and, like, seeing stuff. And, like, I really like how, like, this is in most animated things. I like backgrounds. So how well drawn, like architecturally everything looked. And like there was the one scene they were like running down the alley. Was it Bird Alley? Or like Bird Street. And like I love the attention to detail and like all the stands and stuff. So like I really like how well done that animation can be done in like movies like this. Because you know sometimes like I think of Sailor Moon where they kind of like make backgrounds just fade and sparkle away, but like when people like take the time to draw each building and a landscape and all that, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I loved the boat first. Like that boat felt like the most lived in thing I've seen in a while in terms of anime. It's just like there's a level of like rust on the outside and just it feels lived in. And then Bird Street is great. I think what I liked about Bird Street is when you start at first you start recognizing the birds in the cages, but you start by the time she recognizes those two birds on the I guess the lines above her, when she starts doing that run, all the cages are empty, and I was like, okay, you're gonna try to turn up the creep factor. Like you planted the seed from the beginning with her dream sequence. Now you're just trying to be creepy. I like that tonal shift.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of like creepy undertones to this that I wasn't expecting from this film at first. Just because I feel like Cardcaptor can be so like kind of bubbly and like nice to a degree. I was like, oh, this is kind of a little bit of horror to it. Like not hardcore, of course, but like it was definitely like creepy a little, like you said.
Yeah. And I agree, because, like, so when she had the first dream sequence, I was kind of like, oh, she's going to help that lady. She's going to help rescue her. Like, there's nothing wrong or dangerous going on here. And then I found out how wrong I was. Because, like, it just seemed like, right? Because it's just like you said, it looks so soft and pretty and gentle. I'm like, nothing bad is going to happen. And that's why I was kind of like, so how is she the villain? I needed a better explanation of, like, why is she the bad person? Because I was like, I thought she needed help.
Yeah, when she was like, I want to be set free, I thought she was a card that needed to, like, I don't know, get into the real world, get into a card. I wasn't expecting that turn.
Yeah, that was the first hypothesis I had, too.
Mm-hmm.
Since Carol said he was in Hong Kong before, and they were talk about I think Clower Reed is the name of the guy, also there too. I was like, oh, that has to be some special card or special thing attached to the card that we don't know about.
Yeah, I thought it was a place at first, Clowery. I was like, is she trying to get to like this place called Clowery? Is it a person? Because she just kept asking like, where is Clowery? And I'm like, is this a place? Like, I thought she thought like Hong Kong, like old Hong Kong was Clowery. And she's like, what did you do? Like, it looks different now because she's been trapped for so long. Like, I was like, what's going on?
No, you know what? Same. Because, okay, again, I haven't seen this show in over 20 years, apparently. Yeah, I wasn't so sure of, like, where is she trying? Is it a person? Because, like, at first, when she kept saying, like, oh, they're gone, like, it's gone, I thought it was like, is it a place or a person she's trying to get to? So I'm like, I don't know, it just, I'm used to, like, when villains, especially, like, in anime movies, I feel like sometimes the villains can either not really get a backstory, or we're kind of like someone else is telling their backstory, and I feel like this was that time when someone else was telling their backstory. So I didn't really know what her, like, motives were until, like, they really were in the middle of the big fight.
Right, which I felt so mixed once we got the reveal, because I liked the reveal, but it felt like we barely saw the reveal. Like, it was just like, here's a slight bit of information that provides clarity, but that's all you're gonna get. Like, we didn't even get a full animation of Clower Reed and her. Like, it was done in that retro style.
Oh, for sure.
I would have liked to see a flashback just to see a little bit more of like how they were before she started using the magic for evil or badness. I would have liked to see like a mini love story.
Oh, that would have been nice. Like, and see, that would have been like a nice little scene for the intro, because it wouldn't even have had to have connected to like their scene in the present. It just would have given us some like a little bit of story, and like, oh, that's what's going on here, or who's that lady, and then you see her pop up later. But for sure, I would have like just a 1 minute or a 30-second clip to know what the hell was going on.
Yeah. What did you guys think of the surrounding cast? We didn't really get to see a lot of all of them, but I kind of enjoyed her big brother trolling her with the shoes before she went on the plane. I was laughing a lot when that happened.
Yeah.
And
I didn't pick up on that at first. first because I'm thinking like airport, like she has to take off her shoes for like security. I didn't think he was talking about the actual plane, and I was like, oh, he really got her. That's so messed up.
Yeah. No, same. I like the big brother picking on her, like with that. And I was just like, girl, I was like, and then I had to do some math. I'm like, how old are you? Like, how do you not know this? But I guess I gave her an excuse. I'm like, I guess if you've never been on a plane,
Right.
you wouldn't know. So that's fine. But yeah, that was funny. And then him just being so the dad being so nonchalant about them going to Hong Kong.
He's historically so just like, yeah, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, I was like, you're finally sending your, I'm guessing 17, 16-year-old son off at your, 10-year-old daughter to Hong Kong with 2 other children that aren't yours.
I thought that was weird at first too when he was just like, oh, I guess you're just gonna have to go without me. I'm like, wait, is he gonna send her by herself? Then I was like, okay, big brother, that's not as bad. That's kind of understandable. I think I also gave her leeway for the shoes thing too, because like I know like in Japanese culture a lot of people take off their shoes to go in a house. So I'm like, oh, I guess like a plane would be similar if you like overthink it. But I don't know.
That's true. That's true. You could definitely get to that conclusion too.
Yeah.
For sure. And I also liked when he was telling her, I was like, oh, this I'm reading in the guidebook, these are sharks that you're looking at over there.
Right, yeah, that was good. He really got her a few times. I'm surprised she wasn't more, I guess she wouldn't be more scared because she deals with like these monsters on a daily basis. But she was still like leaning over, like looking at these birds, like sharks. Oh, okay, whatever.
She didn't seem bothered at all. She was like, okay.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I can deal with that. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the scene when she was running into, I guess, the house? She and Leroy was running into the house, and then they found the book.
I love that so much. I think that was like the first time I really felt like this is dangerous. Maybe even before that, like the first time she went and like Lee had to like snap her out from the water, the fountain. But yeah, definitely with the book, I was like, oh, I guess there was the other thing too. Like I thought like, oh, we're about to get like backstory. Like I was really excited because, you know, you see a book, like something's calling out to her, like she's about to be in like this trance. Like I thought we were going to get backstory, but I thought it was pretty cool that I love how the water comes out of like into the area and like surrounds everybody.
I do too. That was like really good. Like just like you said, like where she's under the water and just like how everything like I don't know. It's weird because like I feel like there's a bunch of like this is dangerous. Like I think everyone's going to die, but then you just see her calmly open her eyes and like the room looks really beautiful, like underwater and submerged, like with it being submerged and everything. But I do agree with you. Like that's when I started to feel like, okay, now things are getting dangerous. I don't think this lady wants to help them, or I don't think this is a nice lady anymore.
She's not this pretty lady who's like just trying to be nice and
get free.
Yeah.
I was a little bit creeped out when you saw her face move on the book. I was really not expecting that.
Yeah, true. I mean, I guess it's kind of like that's the thing about this anime, or just anime in general, is like the prettier and softer things look, you think it's safe, and you think they're like, oh, this isn't gonna harm me, and then like it turns its back on you, and you're just like, oh no, it will harm you. She deadly. It's like, what is it, Lee's mom? Like
I was just thinking that. Go ahead, sorry.
No, see, we're on the same wavelength. I was just kind of like, when I saw Lee's mom, I was like, oh, she's evil. And I felt bad saying that, but it's just, she just looked so stoic and like, kind of looked like she, like, just suspicious. So like, that's not really his mom. That was like my first thought, because again, I have not seen this movie. But then it turns out she was helpful, and she was nice.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. The first thing I thought was, this isn't Lee's mom. I thought like whoever's contacting Sakura and the dreams probably like took over his mom's body. But then I was just like, yeah, because like you get like the little like thing before where he's kind of nervous about the report card. He's like, he has to show it to his mom. They're like, oh, you don't know his mom. Like his mom's really mean. So I'm like, oh, like who's his mom? See her. She seems like this like really stoic person, and I'm like, oh, like she's definitely evil. Like she's a bad person, but. It's interesting how, like,
I assumed she was gonna be the bad person, but she ended up being like this really nice and helpful person. But I assumed the villain was gonna be like a really nice person, but she ended up being the villain. I don't know what to make of that about myself, but a cool flip, at least for me.
I mean,
not getting
we all make that mistake sometimes.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing about the mom was that I feel like that's the first time I've seen an adult in a magical girl anime actually know what's going on and actually acknowledge the powers and be like, I understand this is stressful. You'll get through. Like, I realize maybe I haven't watched enough, but that feels like a first.
No, I think you're right, because like even with like Sailor Moon, none of the adults have any idea what's going on. And you can't count the Sailor Scout adults into that. Like literally none of no parent, no teachers knows what's going on. So I think it's probably very comforting for her to hear an adult tell her like, I feel greatness in you, and like kind of giving her more like a confidence booster. Because like I don't think I've ever seen an adult in an anime, like a magical girl anime, kind of like knowingly encourage the child versus like subconsciously not knowing what's going on, encouraging them.
I agree, because even in Madoka Magica, her parents don't really even catch on to like the very end.
Man, they were clueless.
Yeah, they didn't know anything was going on. That was really bad.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time I've seen that in a magical girl series. For sure. The parents being, or an adult like being in on it. Yeah, at first I thought they like kind of like knew, like, oh, like she can kind of sense it, but she knew everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
With her too, because I'm like, wait, maybe you know too much. Like, how do you know about the cards? How do you know?
That's true, but then they say like, so Lee's family, like, they know about. Forgive me, I can't remember all these names. Like, what is it? What's the woman was calling it? Damn it, I can't remember. Sorry.
Cloud Reed or the Cloud?
Cloud Reed, yeah.
Okay.
Like, is it that his family has some kind of special connection to Cloud Reed?
I think that's what it sounds like, because I know that we saw Lee use the cards as well. So I think the idea is that Lee and Sakura are the two people who have to collect all the disappeared cards from Cloud Reed's collection. I think if I have it right in my head, that's what it is.
Yeah, I remember that from the anime, from the series. I just wasn't sure, like, does his family specifically have like a direct connection to Cloud Reed? Like, are they royalty?
I think they said something like that, where they have either a bloodline of them, like their bloodline, or like there's a connection there somehow. And
Gotcha.
Their descendants, or they have blood, Lowry blood. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too. I love how like all her friends kind of know, also like kind of know, or at least they know all about I keep forgetting his name. I keep wanting to call him Kupo from like.
Carol.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Like all of her friends know that like she has this walking, talking thing like around her all the time. Thinking like, oh, he's like really out there. Like they're gonna see him, and it was like, oh, they know about it too. She knows about it too. He knows about it. Oh, okay, everyone's in on this. Cool. I kind of forgot about all of that. So
no secret keeping, no having to make up crazy excuses to go off and do something.
Although the scene with the food where she had to hide it.
Yes, that was kind of funny. No. Like the whole, and I thought it dragged on a little too long with her and her brother.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I think what got me scared talking about like blowing secrets and so forth was when both, I think it's Yukita is the name of the guy, and her brother saw what was happening before. It was like they saw the water happen. And I don't know after that what they saw. And part of me realizes like we haven't addressed any of their memory issues at the end of this. So it's like, do they know that she has these powers, or is it just one of those things they got knocked unconscious of and don't think anything about it?
So they did say in the dub that they don't remember anything from like that second half of the day.
Okay.
They like address that in the sub, but go back, they're like, what did we do yesterday?
That's true. Like that's such a trope, though. Like the characters who aren't in on like the magical world or anything, like the background characters, they always like get their memories like wiped. So they kind of like, oh, we must have ate so much food and fell asleep, or you're in Hong Kong and you don't remember what you did for half the day.
You should be a little bit more concerned about that.
Yes, be very concerned. Like you're in a completely different place and you don't know what happened for half of a day.
Especially as the older person who's supposed to be in charge. In fact, can we just talk about there's several times that he was not chasing his sister fast enough as far as I was concerned?
Yeah. Every time she ran off and I was like, you're not gonna go after her? Like, this is like a back alley, like, bird. Like, I don't know.
Oh, no. Just very suspicious all around. But then, I don't know. It's like, it's anime, so, like, sometimes I have to, like, okay, that's fine. But it's really not okay, because you're 17 or whatever, and your sister ran off in Hong Kong all by herself. And there's no kind of panic.
Right.
Yeah, he definitely should have ran after her a little bit faster.
Go back home without your sister, see what happens.
There's no going home after that, right?
You think?
Would probably be nervous for the first time. Be like, wait, where is she? I haven't really been paying attention for the past 2 years. Maybe I should now.
What did you guys think of, I guess, we didn't see much of it, but the little bit that we hear about the relationship that she had with Clow in terms of him being a rival fortune teller and stuff like that?
I might have missed that. Wait, we're talking about the lady. I feel bad. This is how I just feel like the villain needed more background. I can't remember her name.
I don't know if we got a name for her, actually, now that I think about it.
Did she not have a name?
Oh, man.
Hold on. She
That just proves our whole theory she doesn't have a name.
Hold on. She's gotta have a name. Let me Google this, because that feels so weird if she doesn't.
What?
Hold on.
Right. Did she have a name? I'm looking it up, too.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. Can you imagine? His whole villain without
I'm
a
gonna
name.
look at you. I'm like determined to find out what her name is.
No background story, no name.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh, found it.
Alright, what's the name?
Okay, so in the English dub, it's Su Young. But in the original, she's a sorceress referred to as Madoshi.
Okay.
I should have remembered that, because when they said that, the first thing I thought of was Rush Hour. Because the daughter's name is Su Young, too. See, I should have really remembered that.
Yeah, so... But no, I completely okay, so I picked up that there was some kind of relationship or something between her and Clary, but I did not know what the extent was, because I still feel like that was just like really... Not even... We barely went over it. We flew over that.
So the little bit that I got was Cloud came into Hong Kong. She was a fortune teller there. She lost business because he started doing accurate fortune tellings. And so it started off as a negative relationship, but they highlighted it as like they got close, and he gave her what looks like if I remember correctly, I think the item is supposed to be like a marriage veil, a veil for. I think because that's what it looks like, if I remember correctly, and you can only blame me playing like Japanese video games for this. It looks like a wedding veil. And I think the reason why she's mad is like she's been waiting forever for him to come back or whatever. That's what I caught of it, but that's what I got in the sub. Did they say any of that in the dub?
Okay, so I'm just... Because my memory is crap. Even though I watched this movie twice so we could record. So, real quick, it says... She was a fortune teller who Cloud fell in love with and taught her magic, but she used them from evil and was imprisoned in another dimension by Cloud. But it was likely unaware she was it. But is likely unaware she is a spirit.
Interesting. That changes up the beat of the story from... Okay.
Yeah, so her spirit was in prison. He fell in love with her. I guess she loved him too. But she used her powers for evil. Which, okay, I got that now. I don't know why I was so lost on, like, their relationship, though.
Yeah, they didn't spell it out as much as they could have. I think the most I picked up on it was when they did like a mini flashback that showed them like together and him like walking away from her, and then her reaction to hearing that he died. Like she was angry, but you can hear a sense of sadness in it. That I was like, oh, like there's something more there. There's not just like anger. There's a deep sadness as well. So I was like, there must be something between them, but I don't know.
True. I mean, you know, like again, anime loves to be vague when it comes to romance.
True. And in general.
True.
By the way, so other question: did you guys like the costume that Tomoyo made for this one?
I didn't really love it.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad it's not just me.
Okay, cool.
That's why I was waiting. It's like, wait, am I going to be the odd one out? Okay. But I did like, I don't know if you guys caught it, that she was wearing the brooch that she just got with the costume.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. That didn't just like disappear with their transformation.
Yeah, I was expecting it to disappear, so it was like, oh, y'all still kept that. And I like how they tried to end it back with that brooch about what Sakura feels like is her lesson from this. I was like, that's a nice touch. If you explained the relationship better, I would have probably appreciated this more.
True. No, I think I would have I would have liked a better explanation, and then maybe that would have like stuck with me a little bit more. I would have felt like, oh, this is a deep lesson for her. And in actuality, no, I did not feel that deep.
Right. Yeah. Part of me wonders if I'd appreciate it more if I saw more of the movie. Like maybe they explain, more of the show, and like maybe they explain it in the show at some point, like their relationship, but I doubt it.
Yeah, apparently this movie takes place at the end of the first season.
So I'm currently on a watching of that right now to try to, for general sake. So I haven't even gotten to see Lee and Maylin all over again. So I guess once I find out, I'll let you guys know. If this comes up, because you know anime movies like to be technically canon but not really.
Right.
True. That's true. Like, I can name a bunch of anime movies where it's like completely separate from the overall season, which always seems weird.
Yeah, they do like to be standalone a little bit.
Yeah, but maybe since they threw us in the wild and didn't like introduce every character straight up, maybe there's an expectation that fits in the sequence. Maybe.
That's true, yeah. Maybe they expect fans to be watching just to like pick up on stuff.
That's true.
There's one thing I actually picked up from watching the show: where she gets the golden ball to win the trip. In the show, we see her like essentially help the store owner build, kind of reset of that store. So I was like, oh, okay, so it really is deep in continuity.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, so maybe I really do need to watch more to appreciate what this adds.
That's kind of cool. 'Cause that already adds like more to like that store. I thought it was just a random store, but that adds something to it already.
For sure.
That's nice.
Are there any lasting things you guys want to highlight? Those were generally my questions that I had for you guys, but any other thoughts you guys had about the show?
I really loved how Soo-young disappeared with like the water kind of like dripping off of her.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool like way for her to not just like disperse, but like a slow kind of drizzle out. That was really pretty. That's all.
I really like how this like just brought back a lot of memories from like again, I told y'all I love magical girl anime, but I just really liked how this brings back a lot of things like the tropes and like little stuff like I love about magical girl anime. Like there's more than just Sailor Moon, of course, but like that's kind of like the staple for me. But then like I have to remind myself, it's just like, oh, there's Cardcaptor Sakura. There's like, I don't know, I can't think of other ones right now, but there's other ones out there. So this kind of like sparked my interest to go and try and find some other ones to like revisit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Plus I love the clothes and like 90s anime.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. It's also weird. Like some of them can be really weird and bizarre, but then you find like I've been rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh yes.
Oh my god.
The style.
so many outfits I want to make. I'm gonna do it.
Understood. Yeah, I've definitely had those feels for a lot of anime.
Yeah. I think, now that you say it, I think anime characters don't change their clothes enough in the modern anime. Now that you say that, it's
That's true, because in like My Hero Academia, they don't really change that often. I mean, they're in school, but you don't really see them outside of like 2 or 3 of the same outfits.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing we've lost.
Yeah.
No, that's true, and I mean, like, it's even in cartoons, it's rare to see like their clothes change every episode. So, yeah, it is kind of like a lost thing. Like, I think '90s anime did it most, just because like when they weren't in a like school uniform, they were like in their street clothes, and they made them different.
And let me pitch you guys. So, the last thing I wanted to say, this watching Cardcaptor more and more makes me want a Cardcaptor video game like Castlevania.
Okay.
And I really sit down and think about it. Is like the later Castlevania games, you can like collect souls. I'm like, oh, that could be like collecting the cards, and you're stuck in like a castle. So I'm like, imagine if she was stuck in Hong Kong, you had to travel through Hong Kong, and you could find different cards and stuff like that. I was like, that's what I want now, and we don't get enough anime video games that are great. Sorry, it was on my mind the minute I started realizing. Even when she used the arrow card at the end, I'm like, this is such a cool use of that, and now I know why you started it with that.
It's funny you say that, because I was thinking that, but I was watching it and I was kind of like relating it to Pokemon with her cards, because the way she uses them, when she like needed one to like jump or one to fly, and I'm like, I feel like that could translate very easily to a video game where it's like, oh, I need this skill for like this one thing, like let me use this card I have, or I guess even like something like Magic the Gathering.
So have you guys, because going off what you both said, have you ever played Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories?
Not yet.
Okay, so not really a spoiler, but like, because like on the original version on I think it was Game Boy DS. Yeah, Game Boy, it was on the Game Boy DS. That's kind of like what the game is. Like it's not like how you played it on the PlayStation. It's literally you defeat villains, like you defeat the Heartless, and then you would get a Heartless card, and it's added to your deck. So then you put together like deck combos, and then that's your attack.
Okay, that sounds pretty neat.
Yeah. So I mean, like that could easily translate to like a Cardcaptor Sakura game. It's like she has different cards, and she's like, say you put together an arrow card and a jump card, and then that puts out like a combo move.
Yeah, that's kind of sick now. I'm kind of mad it doesn't exist.
I know. Look, I've told everybody I want my magical girl fighting RPG adventure game.
I downloaded one time. There's a Sailor Moon RPG game I downloaded for the computer. It was so fun, but like it stopped working like halfway through, and I was so mad because it was like a torrent.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
That was tricky.
Yeah, I was very sad.
Apparently, there's a Magical Girl RPG for PS4. I will try to figure out the name of it and send it to you because I've been planning to buy it too. So.
Okay. Yes. Please share. Especially if it's like, I hate saying this, but it's like sometimes I gotta be careful when I look up magical girl games because you never know the struggle. I literally just want to play a game where I can transform to a magical girl and fight evil. Nothing too risque.
Is it Blue Reflection?
Yes, that's the one that I think you and I talked about. Yeah, that's the one.
This looks pretty cool.
I've heard that one. Okay, you're gonna have to let me. If you get it, let me know how you like it.
All right. Definitely. In general, I want to do a podcast episode about it when we get the chance. So yes.
Nice.
But I think that's everything we wanted to say about Cardcaptor the movie, which is by far, I realize, a super generic name that wasn't very helpful.
It's like Pokemon the movie.
I guess so. I guess because I feel like at least Pokemon's like epilogue names are like usually clear after that of demarcation. I feel like there was a moment in time when we were like, wait, which movie are we watching again? I was like, it just says Cardcaptor the movie, nothing else. So I was like, all right, that's my fault. Should pay more.
I think there's a movie after that. It's like Cardcaptor the movie 2.
Right.
And I was like, okay, which one are we?
Yeah. So.
Oh, just put a title out.
Yeah. So But I think that's just me being old and tired these days.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, WB is 20 years old, so we at least that.
Yeah.
But on that amazing note, I want to thank you for joining us today, Nisha. I want you to give all the plugs in the world, and then we'll round it out for our listeners. So tell the amazing people how amazing you are.
Oh, y'all too nice. Thanks first off to thank you both for inviting me here. It's really awesome hanging with y'all, hanging with other black nerdy people who like anime. So, but yes, because we need to stick together. Y'all can find me on Twitter. Don't try and find me anywhere else. You can find me on Twitter at LA_NEY_SHA. That's LaNeysha. That's how you pronounce my name. I also have 2 other podcasts that are putting things out regularly. Speak On It is my first podcast that's kind of on a little hiatus right now. But the other 2, one of them is called Did You Have To? That's where me and my co-host Kate, we talk about, we review and recommend live action anime adaptations. So we just did, what did we just watch? Bleach on Netflix. So that's been fun. Like, it's always a good time over there with her. And then my other podcast is So Here's What Happened. And that's with Carolyn. Me and her, we dive into like all the things we've watched and read, like our top picks for the month. So we kind of like work and review things there too. And that's it.
All right. The Wolves Den everywhere Wolves Den on Twitter and Instagram and pretty much like smoke signals. What about you?
I'm Miss Old School with the K everywhere. And we also have Nerds on Hip Hop Twitter if anyone wants to follow that. It's at Nerds on Hip Hop.
Yes, and I guess a quick reminder, I'm not sure when this goes out, but in case it goes out early, we will be at New York Comic Con this coming weekend.
Yes, we have a panel on October 6th or 5th. I think it's the 5th. Saturday. 6th, okay.
Awesome. Congrats, y'all.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
that will be exciting. And I think that is a wrap.